This is 5 on 20 News with Zaira and Livier.
And my name is Aguirre. We're coming to you live from the studio in downtown Tucson. It's Tuesday, November 7th, and let's start with local headlines.
All right. Today is the last day to drop off your ballots for the Tucson City elections if you haven't already mailed yours in. This election covers 3 ward races for the Tucson City Council, along with a number of referendums. This includes Prop 204, which would provide free quality preschool education for Tucson residents, and 2 referendums to provide further funding for zoos in the state. 3 voting sites run by the Pima County Recorder's Office will be open until 7 and will provide replacement ballots. One is located downtown at 240 North Stone. Another is on the east side of town at 6920 East Broadway, Suite D, and on the south side at 6550 South Country Club Road. You've got less than 2 hours left, so get moving.
High school, preschool, right. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Oro Valley was named among the 20% of best small cities in the country, according to the report by the website Wallet Hub. The town was ranked within the 83 percentile of cities ranked highest in economic health, coming in at number 131. Its second highest ranking was under safety, where it ranked 132nd in the country. The worst rankings came in education, health, and quality of life, because it is Oro Valley.
Democrat Jim Moss has dropped out of the race to replace Senator Jeff Flake, who announced he will not seek re-election in 2018. Moss is a businessman and a former public school teacher from Globe. He said he was dropping out of the campaign for personal and practical reasons. His decision comes 6 weeks after U.S. Representative Kristen Sinema announced that she would seek Flake's vacated seat. Sinema already has more than $4 million in her war chest and is a favorite to win the seat, which would be a shock in such a red state as Arizona. She will run against fellow Democrats Deidre Aboud, great lady, a Phoenix activist, and Sierra Vista attorney Chris Russell. Asked about his future plans, Moss says that he hopes to spend some time with Jeff Flake, being dull white guys together.
White guy slam.
Speaking of dull white guys.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actor Kevin Spacey, has checked into an Arizona rehab facility with his representative, saying he is taking the necessary time to seek evaluation and treatment. Actor Adam Rapp wrote on Twitter last week that he was sexually assaulted by Spacey when he was just 14 years old. Since the shocking tweet, Spacey's career has taken a nosedive, with Netflix announcing that they would cancel his long-running show, House of Cards. And everybody loves that show, until now. Now nobody loves that show. In response to Rapp's statement, Spacey apologized for any drunken misbehavior and also came out as gay. He was criticized by the LGBT community, who saw him coming out as nothing but a smokescreen for what they saw as predatory behavior. He joins the likes of producer Harvey Weinstein, who also began seeking treatment in Arizona after the New York Times published a report detailing decades of sexual harassment. After learning that Spacey and Weinstein arrived in the state, Governor Doug Ducey required that linen be placed over the Grand Canyon.
Maybe we can start taxing sexual predators for coming to Arizona.
Tax them.
Pay for preschool that way.
Tax them.
Governor Doug Ducey issued an executive order on Monday that instructed state agencies to remove a question on job application that asked prospective employees about their criminal history. According to a press release from the governor's office, state agencies can only ask about criminal history once the applicants have submitted their application and received an initial interview. Ducey said that this order provides a second chance and increases economic opportunities to people in the state who have served their time and been released. According to Ducey, about 1.5 million adults in Arizona have arrests or convictions on their records. Research has found that having a criminal conviction on a job application reduces the chance of a callback by nearly 50%. With the executive order, Ducey hopes to reduce the recidivism rate, save taxpayer resources, and boost the economy in Arizona by allowing former offenders to find employment. In a statement, Ducey said that Arizonans deserve a second chance to make a living and a better life for themselves and their families. Ducey added, unless they're Muslim.
I saw that coming. Governor Doug Ducey ordered flags in Arizona to be flown at half staff until sunset Thursday to honor the Texas shooting victims. Ducey announced that the flag would be lowered with the power of both thoughts and prayers. 26-year-old Devin Kelly killed 26 people and injured 20 when he shot up the church in Sutherland Springs, Texas on Sunday. Kelly later died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after a chase with the police. Officials are still trying to figure out how Kelly obtained a semi-automatic weapon used in the attack, since he was not in the possession of a license to carry. Here's a wild guess. He was in Texas.
It's horrible. Language used in the 2018 Defense Bill, policy bill, could give the Defense Department power over the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, to approve drugs and medical devices for soldiers. Officials from the Department of Health Services are pushing back on the policy, according to a report on Politico. The Senate's version of the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA, would allow the Pentagon to sign off on unapproved medical devices and on drugs used for emergency use on military personnel. The Defense Department would be able to sidestep the FDA, which now has sole authority to approve drugs and medical devices. The language is being backed, in addition to many others, by Senate Armed Services Chairman John McCain. The committee defended the proposal because they claim that there is a difficulty in accessing freeze-dried plasma for soldiers. A limited number of deployed special forces soldiers have access to the plasma, which the Pentagon says could save lives on the battlefield. The FDA has not yet given full approval, which has caused the limitations. A report completed by the committee said that the FDA approval for critical medical products like freeze-dried plasma are too slow to allow for rapid insertion and those products on the battlefield. Language in the bill does contain some safeguards for such a shift of medical authority. However, the HHS said that they don't measure up to current safety practices and would undermine decades of existing protections and processes. Here's a scenario that science fiction never imagined: freeze-dried plasma and unlimited drug-inducing erections. Drug-induced erections, gosh.
That's what I was thinking, right?
But
You know
hey,
what this means?
what?
Mutants. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
What could go wrong? The Defense Department in charge of the FDA?
Mutants.
Sounds foolproof. Sounds great. Sounds like
It's going to be
we're
X-Men
making
3 in
America
here
great
real
again.
soon. Just you wait, I called it. All right, guys, let's get serious. We got another one here. Saudi Arabia accused Lebanon on Monday of declaring war because of aggression by the Iran-backed Lebanese Shiite group Hezbollah. Lebanese Prime Minister Saeed al-Harith quit his post on Saturday, claiming that he was threatened with assassination. Saudi minister blamed the Harith-led administration for failing to take action against Hezbollah during a year in office and said that the Lebanese must all know these risks and work to fix matter before they reach a point of no return. Saudi Arabia stopped short of saying exactly what action they might take in Lebanon, a country still rebuilding from a 15-year civil war that ended in 1990 and where 1 in 4 people is a Syrian refugee. Hezbollah is both a military and political organization that is represented in the Lebanese parliament as part of a coalition government formed last year. In his resignation speech, Haribi blamed Hezbollah and Iran, accusing them of creating chaos in the Arab world. Hezbollah leader Saeed Hassan Nasrallah said that he will not comment on Hariri's speech, calling it a Saudi statement and claiming that Saudi Arabia forced him to resign. His sudden resignation inflamed speculation that Hariri's Saudi construction business was caught up in the kingdom anti-corruption purge, which led to his resignation. But a Saudi foreign minister said it was nonsense to suggest that he was coerced to quit and said that Hezbollah has been calling the shots. Asked which side they're taking, the United States officials said, whatever side will lead to a war with Iran, that's what they said.
Just want to appreciate how well you did with those names.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. I was practicing all day for that one.
2 children aged 7 and 11 sued the Trump administration in an effort to roll back the clean power plants. The children, backed by the Clean Air Council, sued Donald Trump and 2 of his cabinet members to stop them from scrapping the package of pollution reduction rules. The lawsuit states that the U.S. is relying on junk science and ignoring clear and present dangers of climate change, knowingly increases its resulting damages, death, and destruction. The plaintiffs' names were not revealed due to their age, but court papers allege that they are both suffering from the effects of a warming planet. The lawsuit asked the court to prevent the EPA, Trump, and the Department of Energy from rolling back any rules that increase the frequency and/or intensity of life-threatening effects of climate change. Energy Secretary Rick Perry and EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt were also named in the suit. Pruitt stated on October 10th that he wanted to scrap the Clean Power Plan, which was put in place by the Obama administration. On September 29th, Perry asked federal regulators to provide price incentives to help keep coal and nuclear power plants open. Trump has called climate change a hoax created by China and said in June that he would withdraw from the Paris Agreement, which aimed to stem the effects of climate change. Responding to the suit, Trump challenged the children to an IQ test and said that he could color so much better than them. Rick Perry, that name is just a perfect name for like a rapper or something, don't you think?
Yeah.
Every time I think Rick Perry, I think of like an 80s rapper or something.
I also used to call science class in high school junk science. I used to call it garbage history. All right, let's get serious, guys. In 2013, Apple CEO Tim Cook said that his company doesn't stash money on some Caribbean island. And he was telling the truth because Apple used Ireland to avoid taxes. Think different? Right, but it looks as though Apple changed its tune and decided to stash money away on some Caribbean island, according to leaked documents by the law firm Appleby, which are being called the Paradise Papers. The papers include 13.4 million records exposing loan deals, financial statements, emails, and other documents revealing how specialty firms handle the money of wealthy individuals, families, and corporations. Among the revelations, Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross was shown to have a financial stake in Navigator Holdings, which he claimed to have divested when he took the position because the company had strong ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin's family. James Simmons, a top Democratic Party funder, was also found to have stashed more than $8 billion in the Bermuda tax haven. Republican donors Sheldon Adelson, Jeff Palmer, Warren Stevens, Steve Wynn, Paul Singer, and of course the Koch brothers all were found to have used overseas tax havens to keep their money safe. Even Bono got caught up in tax haven frenzy with the preachy U2 singer revealed to have used the tax haven to fund investments in the Lithuanian shopping center. I guess he did find what he was looking for, and it was low taxes. According to the documents, Apple moved many of the key parts of his business from Ireland, when the country changed its tax laws in 2015. In 2016, the European Union ordered Ireland to collect $14.5 billion in back taxes from Apple, saying that the country granted it illegal tax breaks. Apple then moved to Caribbean islands of Jersey and an offshore tax haven to maintain a low tax rate. Apple then enlisted the help of Bermuda-based Appleby to help restructure its tax scheme. According to the report, Apple says that it paid billions of dollars in taxes to the United States at the statutory 35% on investment income from its overseas earnings. How kind of them. The company said that the move did not lower its tax payments in any country, but they moved because they wanted to be closer to the beach. That makes sense, guys.
You know, we have one of the lowest corporate taxes in the world.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and Trump wants to lower it to 20%. Speaking of Trump, let's talk about sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation causes some brain cells to slow down, according to a report in the Journal of Nature Medicine. The study recorded directly from neurons in the brains of 12 people and found that lack of sleep caused the burst of electrical activity used by brain cells to communicate to become slower and weaker. Dr. Itzhak Fried, an author of the study, said that the findings could help explain why a lack of sleep impairs a range of mental functions. The findings come as a result of a study of patients being evaluated for surgery to correct severe epilepsy. As part of the evaluation, doctors placed wires in the brain to find where patients' seizures were starting. This allowed the team to monitor hundreds of individual brain cells. Because patients were kept awake in order to provoke a seizure, the team got to study the effects of sleeplessness. 4 of the 5 patients who stayed up all night ended up having neurons that fired more slowly than the other patients. Fried said that this affects do not only perception but also memory. They also found that some areas of the brain were affected more than others, where certain regions appeared to be sleeping while others remained awake. That's interesting.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Guys, this was 5 on 20 News. My name is Richard Aguirre.
And my name is Zaira Livier. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our social media accounts for all of the latest Creative Tucson news and content. Feel free to bother us at info@creativetucson.org. Thanks for watching. Did you want to plug in your show?
You guys, make sure to keep your schedule clear Saturday night and come on down to the Creative Tucson studio, 8 o'clock. For a live comedy show. Jay Light is coming in from Los Angeles, and he's a really great comedian. You won't want to miss the show. And Zaira's going to come.
Yes, I'm missing a wedding for it, actually.
Yep. Thank you for watching, and stay creative, Tucson.